2024, everyone.
First time this
Welcome.
year. First time
Welcome.
this year. First time this year. What we got going on?
Lee, I am your son.
What's that?
I forgot about that. Nothing. Your children are coming out in droves, man.
Are they?
They're coming out in droves and they want their money.
Everybody wants money.
They all want their money.
Everybody wants money. So
Everybody wants money.
Okay, so what do you got? What do we got going for this year?
Well, this year, we got a whole lot ahead of us, man. This is the first month of 12. 12, I say.
You're a genius.
And it's 11 a.m. right now, so we got some good luck on our side already.
11. Here we go.
Already.
Here we go.
So what happened in 2023? Lee, we got about 5 minutes. Go ahead.
KK, my guys. Hey, Happy New Year, KK.
KK in the house. How have you been?
Happy New Year.
What'd you do for New Year's Eve? Did you party, KK?
Happy New Year.
I need to know if you partied.
Is that microphone on? Is this on? Is this on?
Nobody listens to you anyway, man. Doesn't matter.
Right, whatever.
All right, what'd you do in 23, man? 2023, we all want to know. What did you do? What did you do?
Inquiring minds
What
want
did
to
you
know.
know?
Trying to find.
Trust the
That's what I'm
process.
trying to find.
Stay on task.
There's a lot of things
Don't
going
deviate.
on there.
Don't deviate. Don't deviate.
A lot of things.
Okay, so 2024, guys, we got a lot of stuff coming up. One, rates are already better. We predicted better rates back in 2021. Actually, we didn't. The experts did. And they didn't do so good. Actually, it was 22. And they didn't do so good in 23. But we've already seen some relief in 2024, and I'm happy to see that. So good that I'm going to share with you what is going on our website as far as what the rates are.
So, KK. What state are you out of, KK? What city and state? Just say hi, what's up? So there's a lot of things we've got going on, and we're thinking that we're actually going to put a tutorial above us that teaches people how to get that house. Because I was looking through some of our videos, and they're really good. I mean, if I actually look at what we've produced over the last few years, it was good stuff. It's like, hey, there's 3 legs to a loan. There's credit, first leg to the loan. We don't even go beyond the first leg. If you're like 480 FICO, we're done. Mario Lopez, Mario, what's up? I don't know if he's Mario Lopez or I am. I have hair, so it's probably me. You're Dak Prescott. So anyway, Texas, I knew you were awesome, KK. I just knew you were. Something about you is amazing. Anyway, we're teaching people how to get that house. First leg is credit. Second leg is income. Third leg is assets. Assets is the easiest, ironically, to overcome because there are down payment assistance programs. There are many programs available to help you buy a house and get you started in 2024. So there's a lot going on here. Talk to me. What do you got? That was my transition.
You're a whole over transitioner.
I know.
All right, guys. 5.375 from the
What?
website. 5.375 for an
What?
FHA, 30-year fixed. 5.375 for a VA.
Hey, Adanova, you ever bought a house with Mario Lopez as your loan officer? Let's do it.
5.75 on a conventional. 30-year fix, guys. 30-year fix. We're in the fives. It's going to only get better.
We're in the fives.
All right, questions are starting to
That's a
roll in.
lower fives. It's not even mid fives. That's the lower fives.
Lynn Galante wants to know if there's homes in Orlando.
In Orlando. Are there homes?
Or maybe she's calling you Orlando.
Maybe.
I
Are there
remember
homes? I can pretty much guarantee you there are homes. If you're talking about Orlando, Florida, yes, there are homes in Orlando, Florida.
Dennis
She's
in Texas.
Yeah, I knew she was amazing. There was something about her, just crazy
Where's
good
Denison?
stuff. Okay, it's in Texas. Don't you pay attention
What
to
part?
anything?
What part?
Where KK's at, dude?
You don't know anything.
Dude, you don't know
He
anything.
doesn't know
Dude,
anything.
you know nothing.
All right. R. Fish
Yes.
Keith.
What do we got?
Can I buy a house in Westlake, Ohio with 1099 or 2 years bank statements showing steady income?
It's study income.
I
You have to
read
study
through it.
Dude,
I
you're smart. You're
repackaged it.
genius.
I put it out.
2024 is
Steady
going to
income.
be your year. I can feel it.
Steady income.
I can feel it. So, yes, the answer is, can you buy with 1099 or 2 years of steady income? So, the way it works is we have to figure out how you report your income to the IRS so we can figure out what's usable. If you're 1099, that usually means you're an independent contractor. Actually, by definition, it means you're an independent contractor. And then you take some type of a deduction. So, you can't take, if you make $100 and it costs you $50 to make the $100, you only make $50. So, that's how it works. If we have 2 years to prove it, yes, we can make it happen. We do it all the time.
Self-employed people, this is the time. We got a brand new year. It's tax season. So now's the time to get a hold of us so we can make sure that you're on the right path and you can afford that house, maybe your dream home. So that's where what Lee was just explaining is where self-employed goes wrong. Is they file their taxes, they write it all off, they pay nothing. Then they come to us and say, here, I want to buy my dream home for millions of dollars. And then Lee says, you didn't make any money. And then you don't get your home. So now's the time. You need to call us.
And usually they say, trust me, bro, I make money, I just don't tell the IRS.
Everyone calls him bro.
I know.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Like they've known him for years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they have. I don't know.
So what else we got?
Okay, we got a couple more messages.
Okay,
so
Sylvia.
KK.
No, go up a little bit. A little higher. We missed one. That was it. Hi, so our interest rate's going down. Sylvia G wants to know, are they going down? Well, I can tell you right now, Sylvia G, that on the New American Funding website, you can get a 5.25 conventional 15-year. 15-year. Now, that's with the asterisk on it of a perfect credit score, a perfect debt-to-income ratio, perfect whatever the other one is. Down payment, 40%.
Mm-hmm. Did you answer the question at all?
Are they going down? Yes, they're going down. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they're going down. They're going down. They're going down.
KK bought her house at 8.25. She should go back to get it lowered. She's in Denison at the top of Texas. At the top, Lee.
The top.
It's at the top.
The top. Amarillo's close to the top, too. I used to live in Amarillo.
So the answer is, I would, KK. So a lot of people are doing streamlines right now, okay? So if you've got a government loan, whether it's FHA, VA, USDA, here's what it does. It says, here's your current rate. Let's use yours, 8.25. And here's your new rate. Call it 5.75. So all it does is it takes a bunch of numbers into account to bring your payment lower. And it's called a streamline, which means you don't pay all the fees that you normally do on a refinance. You don't need an appraisal. You don't need to prove income. You don't need to do a lot of things. All you're doing is streamlining the process. What?
Name your mom Donna's in the house. There's a few others. Who else is in the house? We're looking at the IG and the FB, dude.
So all you do is call us. We get the streamline started, and you can have a lower payment. And then if the rates get even lower, you can refinance.
Streamline. That's what he's doing. Streamline.
I'm trying to differentiate.
Between 24,
streamline
dude.
and between refinance.
All
so
right.
if you call me, you say I need to streamline, not a refinance.
And when you call, just say, "Hey, it's KK." That's it.
Yeah,
we'll know the rest.
Yeah, he'll know the rest.
You know, hey, it's KK. That's it. We already know KK. We know KK. See, we've been doing this.
But what about Isaiah?
Oh, dude, Isaiah can call
Isaiah
you too.
wants to know.
What
Isaiah
about
White.
using FHA for a quadplex? That's
Oh my
a
gosh,
big
he's
word.
using different words.
Oh shoot!
I don't even know how to process this.
Quadplex. Like I have a quad. I got Polaris 500. It's pretty badass quad. Then I got a Razor. That's a pretty badass quad. And then I got a few others. They're pretty badass quads.
But you have a quadplex.
That's a lot of words put together that I don't even
It's
know.
only two.
It is a
Quad
lot. Yeah.
and plex.
Put together.
Two.
Yeah.
I did math.
All right. You're good.
So can you or what? What the
Yes.
heck?
Yes. So 1 to 4 units. FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, VA. Any one of those 1 to 4 units, kind of like one unit. So yes, you can buy a quadplex and live in one unit. As a matter of fact, we call it a house hack. And because we can use the officially accepted rents to help you qualify for that quadplex. 4 unit, quadplex, same thing. But yes, the hard part is finding it. We get you qualified first, then you find that bad boy, and that's how people start their investment portfolio. Try to get rich.
Dominic Gonzalez, is conventional 3% or 5% down? Dominic,
Yes.
That is a fantastic question.
That's an amazing question.
Probably one of the best questions I've heard all day.
One that deserves a great answer.
And I'm going to answer it right now.
He's going to answer it.
So, yes, between
Yes.
3% all the way to 20% is your typical down payment. Here's the difference. If you're a first-time home buyer, you can get a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac program at 3% down. If you're not a first-time home buyer, then you start at 5%, and you can put as much down above that you want. But once you get to 20% down, from 5% all the way to 20%, you no longer have mortgage insurance. If you have 5% down, if you have 3% down, if you have 19% down, you will have mortgage insurance.
19?
19.999,
Oh,
you will have
dude,
mortgage
that
insurance.
hurt.
You will.
That
So
hurt.
there's your
You're putting all that
structure.
money down, you still get mortgage insurance?
Can you believe that?
So now let me ask you, we got to answer this because this is the underlying question. Why on earth would somebody put 5% down if they can put 3% down, why would they do that?
I just answered that, Lee.
Well,
You
you
weren't paying
did
attention.
kind of, but
Well,
not all the way.
Let's see if
Not
the
all the way.
audience was paying attention.
Let's out of the way.
Dominic, tell him, what's the difference between 3% down and 5% down?
Okay.
Why on earth would someone put
It's
3
2%
or
down.
5?
To quote the immortal
Tick
Dice
tock,
Clay,
don't stop.
are you going to sing this year?
This year?
You sing every year?
Oh, I don't know.
All right,
I
go.
get confused.
Conventional.
Fat Joe's in arrears.
Fat Joe skinny prices. Dude, this guy's selling TVs. I love that shit, man. I'm Fat Joe with skinny prices. Come on over. No, used cars. Fat Joe with skinny prices. You want a Toyota Tercel? Get over here. They don't even make them no more. Toyota Tercel, skinny price. Let's go. I don't know. I'm going to be in trouble.
I don't know either. He's in arrears on child support, though. Is he dead on FHA or what?
Okay, so Fat Joe skinny prices. First
Or
off, we need to
what?
move more metal. We got to move some more metal so we can catch up on that child support. So if you have child support in arrears, that is a federal lien that you cannot hide. People try and hide it through credit repair. There's some things you can do to hide it on the front, but the mortgage companies will find it. They do find it. So what you want to do is get into an agreement to pay back. So I've had people that owe like $80,000 and they say, hey, listen, state of whatever state I'm in, and instead of paying you $80,000, I'd like to pay you $300 a month for the next 30 years. The state says, why, we will be around for the next 30 years, so let's do it. And they do, and then before you know it, you're in an agreement, and that no longer stops you from buying a house. But you have to get into the agreement.
Man!
Those
Got
are-
all the answers.
Dude,
KK with her FHA.
KK got FHA. You know why?
And-
Because it rhymes.
And
KK got
Dominic
FHA.
said mortgage insurance. No, that is not the answer. Here's the difference. 3% down is for a first-time home buyer. If you're not a first-time home buyer, then you can put as low as 5% down. What dictates a first-time home buyer? You not owning a home in the last 3 years or more. That's it. That's the difference between 3%
And
5%.
Dominic, you're not entirely wrong because the MI goes through the roof if you only put 3% down, especially if you have a lower FICO score.
He's
If you
nicer
have-
than me.
If you have an
He likes to
800
make you feel
FICO
good.
score, it won't make a difference. But if you have a 620 and you're doing 3% down, your MI will go through the roof. So you're right, and Chris is right too. So you both can be right. See? Okay.
Oh, you want it.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead,
Ari.
go ahead, man.
What is that?
Why are you having
Ari
such a hard
Shef-
time?
Ari Shifk.
Can I buy a house in Westlake, Ohio with 1099 or 2-year bank statement showing... We already answered that one.
Yeah. What, dude? You went back up to the top. Yeah. What are you doing? You're messing up with our
That's
things.
what I do.
What do we got over
I
there?
always
Don't
rise
forget
to
the
the top.
FB or the IG, dude.
The
We're looking
cream
at the
of the
TikTok,
crop.
but we gotta look at everything else. Andy, what's up? Andy just joined. Andy Pandel. Dave 3 joined. We got Gabby Ross just joined. I don't know how late that stuff is, but keep
There
going.
we go. I'm back.
What do we
Sylvia
got?
G, thanks. You guys are funny and good together. Love watching your videos.
Thank you, Sylvia G. We're here for you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. One of us sings. Actually, we both sing, but none of us very good, or else we wouldn't be doing loans for
I
a
have a
living.
record deal. Thank you very much. And
What
you
kind of record deal do you
can
have?
use 70% of Probected?
Somebody's quoting guidelines.
Isaiah White. Are you an underwriter, Isaiah White?
Isaiah White is either an underwriter, a processor, or a loan officer
Or
because
have a lot of spare time on your hands.
you got a lot of spare time to research guidelines because you're correct. We can either use 75% of projected, not projected, but projected rental income or 100% of actual income. That's another part of the guideline. So that's what's going on. We can get you that house. Let's do it. 2024 is the year. It's going to be
KK
the
said,
year.
I'm so awesome and you can be sometimes too.
Oh, KK. I don't think that's what she said. She said
I
we're
read it.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
bet I say.
So there's these guys that I watch, the Hodge twins. You ever seen the Hodge twins?
of course I do.
Oh,
I love
these
those
guys
guys.
are great, man. These guys are great. We're aspiring to be as good as the Hodge twins. Hashtag Hodge twins.
He likes them.
They're funny. They're
Isaiah-
brothers, and they got this weird.
We're
syndrome.
father,
They're twins.
son.
Yeah, we're father son. You're the son. I'm the father.
I'm
No,
the-
wait a minute.
I'm the
You're the
grandfather.
father. I'm the son.
I'm the grandfather.
You're the grandfather.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. All right. All right.
Man, my
That's why you
grandson's
got
a
no hair.
sissy.
That's why you got no.
My
that's why you got
grandson
no-
acts like a
That's
woman.
why you got no hair.
He's so girly.
And a gray beard. Ha ha. Gray
How
beard.
do people buy so much real estate and then get much debt? Does debt to income ratio exist? Asked Isaiah White.
Isaiah. Not only does it exist, it governs the entire mortgage industry. Yeah, and it pisses a lot of people off because there's a lot of people who would like to own real estate. But when I go, hey, your debt to income ratio is 100%, What does that mean? You spend every penny you have going in, goes out. Every penny. So
I'm reading that different. I'm
Okay,
reading
go.
that like Robert Kiyosaki.
all right.
How do people buy so much real estate and get that much? Like, how do you get to borrow that much? And does debt to income even exist? Like, how does he able to keep buying? I think that's what he's saying. Do you
So
read it
answer
different?
that question. Answer that question.
Okay, so if you ever read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's written by a guy named Robert Kiyosaki. He talks a lot about residual income. He talks a lot about buying real estate, holding real estate, and not necessarily looking for the quick spike of money. He's into the long term. So starting as a young man, he bought a property, and then he let that property debt service, which means, let's say that the mortgage payment was $1,000 a month. He was getting $1,100 in rent. So that's $100 in income, which means it services the debt, and he's able to cash flow. That $100 is cash flow. Okay. Now, the question is, how is he able to do that over and over and over again? Well, inside of this, he also talks about being able to leverage the money that's inside the house, meaning accessing the equity. So like rich people, everyone says rich people never pay taxes. Well, one strategy is a rich person will say, I own this house over here free and clear for $5 million. Let me just borrow $2 million. And the truth is that $2 million they're going to take and go to France and travel the 7 seas and stay at 5-star hotels and pay for high-end restaurants every single day, because that money that they borrow is non-taxable. So it's a different way that they actually live. So this strategy is a big strategy. It's very difficult to wrap your head around, but very possible. But they don't always
Dude,
borrow.
have you seen the drama of Robert Kiyosaki? I'm a fan of Robert Kiyosaki too. I think he's got some good stuff.
Hold on, let me try
Okay,
to get
finish
this.
the
This is a
thought,
little rough.
dude.
This is a
Finish
little
it
rough.
for 24.
It's
Just
a little
finish it.
rough. It's a little
Good,
rough.
good, good. Yeah.
But when he's going for home loans, he doesn't necessarily try for traditional financing like we're looking at here. They're not asking him for a 2-year work history. They're not asking him for a 580 or better credit score. They're actually looking at his track record and his history as a landlord and as a business person. So it's a little bit of a different process at his level, but very easy to start at this level. As a matter of fact, one of the guys said it right there. He's going to buy a 4-plex, and
Yeah.
that's how he starts.
Okay, so drama. Robert Kiyosaki drama. If you haven't seen this, it's amazing. So there's these group of people that we follow, you and I follow. I think most successful people follow. Do you know who Grant Cardone is? Of course you do. Everybody knows who Grant Cardone is. I've been a big Grant Cardone fan for a long time because of the way he speaks. But recently, this guy's coming claws out at some people, man. So he went claws out at the Wolf of Wall Street. As you know, Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. I worked for the Wolf of Wall Street when I was my first brand new finance guy, 1992. I worked for Wolf of Wall Street, and people were like, oh, great. And I was like, no. He's not a hero. He's a thief. He's a crook. I figured it out. I left. He sued me. I won. Short story. Anyway, but the Wolf of Wall Street went on to Jordan Belfort's show, or I'm sorry, Grant Cardone went on to and just tore him up. Now, that was kind of okay. I get it. One of his legendary lines is, he's like, you think we're in the same category? I'm worth 300 million real dollars. If you Google you're worth negative 300 million. I was like, whoa, that's pretty harsh. And I found out that he is. Okay, cool. So Grant Cardone came at him. I was like, all right, not too happy with you attacking like that, but I do understand what you're saying is kind of factual. Anyway, recently, Grant Cardone had Robert Kiyosaki on the show. And they started going, locking horns.
Robert
and Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
And Robert Kiyosaki said, no, and left. He's like, I can't do this.
What was the argument about?
So, like, there's some people, like Dave Ramsey says, your house is not a liability.
I get it.
It's not an asset, it's a liability. Well, and that's
Different mindsets.
In a different version that's true. It's true. It's like saying, hey, listen, you should never let your gas tank go below half. Okay, so if you're wealthy, or if you're even well off, just not wealthy, just rich enough, that's kind of good sound stuff, because the sedentary stuff goes to the bottom, and you always have good gas, and it never gets old, and that kind of thing. But if you're not well off enough to be able to always put gas in your car, that's unrealistic. So when Dave Ramsey says, hey, buying a house is not a good investment, if you're rich, it's not a good investment, because it does tie you down. There's all kinds of problems with it because of this. Now, that's cute if you're rich, but you have to be rich before you actually adopt that mindset. And once you get to a certain level, it is a good mindset to adopt. But they forget if you're starting out low level, you can't afford that shit. It's like saying, hey, don't ever let your gas tank go below half when you're in your 18, 19, 20-year phase or something like that. You're like, I can't help it. I'm broke. I'm going to get all the way down.
Put a couple gallons, fill it up.
Yeah, I can't help
possible.
it. So that mindset, anyway. So Grant Cardone came at Robert Kiyosaki, and Kiyosaki's like, no. And Cardone hit him. He's like, hey, listen, you say you own 10,000 doors, but you never proved it. Prove it right here. He goes, I'll prove it right here in front of you. And it got weird. But like I tell you, I'm a fan of Grant Cardone, and because he's a closer. He's a hardcore closer. I'm a fan of Kiyosaki because of what he's done and taught people. I think the lessons that he's taught people is amazing. He's done great for the people across the world. But to watch these two fight, crazy.
Well, I think that what you're saying is what I said a while ago, which is I don't think there's one way to attack this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know there's not one way to attack this. There's multiple ways to attack this.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk didn't get rich the same that Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone didn't get rich the same way that Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everybody has a different way of attacking this, and they believe because they did it their way that that's the only way. Dude. So you got two super successful rich guys going, no, that's wrong, but they're both successful.
We got droves of questions, man. Enough of our talking. You don't want to talk about questions? All right, another question. What is the closing cost on $260,000 in Texas? Okay, $260,000. Here's a rule of thumb, Dominic. Rule of thumb. It's going to be between $6,000 and $10,000. That's a rule of thumb. Now, some people will say it's 2% or 3%, but that's not true because if you get up to $5 million, if you do 3% of $5 million, well, that's too much. But if you take 6,000 to about 10,000, and it will, if you get into what month you close, because there's certain impound months that are heavy. They'll want you to impound 8 months is the highest, right? 8 months is the highest impound? No.
I don't know about that.
So impound is this. They say, hey, listen, you got to pay your property taxes, and it happens twice a year. And we've got to collect up front for it. So if you close on a certain month, September is the worst month to close. I think it's 8 months in September because it steps on itself. Anyway, that amount of reserves needed has to be inside of the closing docket. So that's going to contribute to your closing costs. If you close in the best month, then it's the opposite of that. So anywhere from 6 to 10,000 can be less if you need.
Hello, do you mind explaining about interest point when buying a home, please?
Okay, user 287.
2789.
2789, yeah, 2789.
793-47-3282.
Dude, you're gonna get all technical on me. So, points. So when any loan officer gets to price your loan, any loan officer, every loan officer out there, we get a matrix. So we get a matrix from, let's call it 8 all the way down to right now 475. We get a matrix, and that matrix tells us, hey, this is the amount that you will get. Now let's just say today for you it's 6.25. 6.25 is par. That means that's what you get without paying a dime. But you have the ability to buy it down from 6.25 to 6 or 5.75. Now, what is that going to cost you? Money. Just money. So now the next question is it smart to buy it down? And that's a lot different thought process. Because the question is, are you debt servicing? Is it a rental? Is it your primary house? Is it your forever home? Are the rates the best they're going to be for a long time? So the best time to buy down the rate is when you are in your forever home and rates are pretty low already. Because if you're in your forever home, you're not going to finance again. You're not going to buy, you're not going to sell, you're not going to move. And you buy from 4% all the way down to 2.75, and it costs you 20 grand. But that 20 grand will pay for itself in 6 years. And then after that, you made a genius move. However, if you sell prior to that 6 years, you made a dumb move. So there's a lot of math going on, a lot of factoring, and we make sure that you make the right decision. It's literally just math.
Just math. After credit repair results, should submit a pre-approval or wait a little? Ask Elado Salinas Salin.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of.
That's a lot of Selena Selins.
I don't know what it's a lot
That
of.
sounds cool.
It is. It does. I don't know what it's a lot
Selena
of.
Selin.
Maybe it's because
Do it with an accent. Do it with an accent.
Hello, Celine.
You have to make fun of it.
I don't know what the accent is. Okay, so the answer is yes, as soon as possible. The reason why is because we'll re-pull your credit to see if it's actually better and to see if there's anything else hindering. So yes, immediately as soon as your credit repair person says, hey man, I think you're good to go, one, they should be in constant communication with your LO. But two, if they're not, let's move forward. Let's get you qualified and see if there's any challenges.
And don't do it while you're in credit repair because we'll get a false positive. You'll go shopping, and when you finally close it all off, you'll find out that it's not the same. Maybe not even qualified. That happens a lot. People are like, well, that's what it says on my credit report. Yeah, but you're challenging it, which means for 30 days, the credit reporting agencies have to ignore it. So they ignore it, your credit score goes up, and then when we find and close, the bank says, wait, no. You can't ignore things while we're closing. All right, cool. Oh, whoa, your credit score went down. You don't qualify anymore. We've had that happen often.
So when you're done with credit repair, or when your person says you're done, tell them or ask them, are all the disputes removed? I need all the disputes to be removed from my credit report because I'm buying a house.
What are the interest rates now? Go across the board.
What are they right now?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Not last week. Not next week. Right now.
Did you say right now? Did you just say right now?
Right now. Hey, everybody.
Okay.
5.75 for a 30-year fixed Fannie or Freddie conventional. 5.375. 5.375. 5.375 FHA 30-year fixed and VA 30-year fixed. 5.25 if you want to do a 15-year. Boom. All the fives, guys.
How do you know this? You can go to the top of our profile, click the links, cool stuff. All the rates are right there.
This guy's name is Pancho Pantera.
Pancho Pantera.
Dun. Hello.
What
What's
are
up,
the
Kimmy?
initials?
PP?
Dude.
Kimmy! As a self-employed, if the client pays cash, question mark, and wants to buy an investment property, question mark.
If you're paying cash, Kimmy, we don't give a darn.
Yeah, you don't need us.
Yeah, we don't give a darn how you are employed. If you're paying cash, it's just cash. There is some process, but you don't need a loan officer. In fact, I would say, Kimmy, we love you, but don't come to us if you're going to pay cash for a house because we're going to try and get you a loan. We are for the people that need a loan. You're one of those people that has a cash. You just walk in like Zuckerberg and go, $1 million? Got that in my left pocket.
No.
Bam.
Zuckerberg did $100 million.
Yeah, he's $100 million.
Bunker.
Got that in my back pocket.
No. On his bunker.
On his bunker. Yeah, not even
Not
primary
his
residence. No.
Not his vacation.
No.
Not his parents' house.
Yeah.
His bunker.
That he's only gonna go, hey, I got this. That's pretty cool. Never see it again.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, we don't
does
know
the
that.
future
Yeah,
look
yeah,
like,
that's
Lee?
right. He knows
Do you
something
have a
we don't.
crystal
Yeah.
ball?
Maybe he knows something we don't.
I think he does.
Okay, cool.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's not the only billionaire that's doing
I
this.
know,
right
it's crazy,
now.
right?
A lot of them are.
And all those poor people, they're like, hey, you're well off. You got houses and interest. No. When you can buy $100 million bunker, because you know what you do with the bunker? You go and you're like, hey, this is awesome. This is amazing. Oh, it makes its own air. Oh, it makes its own water. Oh, dude, you got a firing range here just in case somebody gets. Oh, this is awesome. Then you turn the key, and you never see it again. You don't give a shit.
Unless their kids playing it.
Yeah. You could childproof and just lock the kid in there.
And they could eat.
For like 20 years or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Anyway, next.
Thea. I got 630 credit score and 103,000 annually. How much money can I loan to buy a house? FHA. Dude,
Okay.
$103,000 a year income. Good job, Thea.
So 103,000. Listen, you would start at $500,000 if you have no debt. You would start at $500,000 if you have no debt. You could probably go all the way up to 700,000 to 800,000, but your loan limits are going to start to kick in because every county has a certain loan limit. And I just did one in Texas. I think the loan limit was 766,000 is one of the higher loan limits. Not all loan limits go that high, but if you're going FHA, your loan limits are probably what's going to slow you down. But we can find out what state are you in and what city do you want to buy in. Cool.
Thea.
What do we got?
Okay. Raul H. What is your opinion on purchasing a home in California right now? Look at that.
Okay.
So, opinion of buying California right now? I think California is a beautiful state from the visuals, but I think it's a horrible state from the politics. What do you say?
Okay, so I actually own houses in California and I own houses in Texas. And so here's one of the weird situations. It's so strange. I thought for a while I was going to sell all my houses in California and buy them in Texas until I found out about property tax base. Because in California, they passed something called Proposition 13, and they can't raise your property tax base more than 1% a year. So if you bought your house a while back and you have a low property tax base, that becomes a very important factor. So after I did the math, and then I bought one in Texas, another rental in Texas, and I looked at the property tax base, I was like, moving out of California is not such a great idea because the property tax bases are good. Now, starting from scratch, my primary residence, I'd rather buy in Texas. But will I sell the California ones? No way. The appreciation in California is way faster than most countries. What did you get over there? We missed a couple of questions on that one. Dude.
You're bunk in a bunker. Baby mom, what are you saying?
Yeah, what are you saying? You're in a bunker?
You bunk in a bunker.
You bunk in a bunker.
Oh, she's saying, so we were calling it a bunker. We should probably be calling it a end of days house. Because all you do is bunk in a bunker. This guy's going to live.
I get it. You bunk in a bunker. Got it.
Play basketball.
Yeah, this guy's got a basketball court, a swimming, got an Olympic-sized swimming pool in there. $100 million. Think of it above ground. How much will $100 million buy you above ground? Oh my God. Can you imagine below ground? Weird. And then do you put a swimming pool?
Hey, what are the rights on that? What are the rights on that?
How do you drain the swimming pool out of an underground bunker that has a swimming pool? You can't go down.
It's a pump. Next question.
You're gonna send it up to the surface? Then all of a sudden, like, hey, we hit water. No, it's Mark Zuckerberg's dirty ass. Don't drink that shit.
Yeah, but the person saying that's gonna have like 3 hands and
you don't know what he does in
5
there,
eyes.
dude. You know what he does in there. Cool. Next.
Okay, Diana Camacho, credit score of 777. Good luck. And we want to buy a house this year. What can lower your down payment?
Go ahead.
So, how do you lower your down payment? Diana Camacho, down payment assistance program. Because the guidelines are already set. They're already set. Whatever you're going to put down on the FHA, VA, all the programs that are out, they're already set. So if you want to lower that down payment, the only other way to do that is to really just go with the program. Now, you're not going to lower the down payment. You're going to lower what comes out of your pocket to buy the house. So they're going to front you the money for down payment or gift it to you, front you the money for closing costs, and then you're going to pay that back through a refinance.
Dude.
You're going to pay it back through a refinance or through a purchase.
But sometimes it's dirty birdie. It's not always good. I'll give you an example. In California, we have something called the Dream for All program. The Dream for All program. It sounds great on the surface. It sounds amazing. Sounds awesome. Here's what it is. Hey, California will give you up to 20% to buy your house. 20% down. So now let me tell you what the fine print, Diana. Here's the fine print. This is crazy. They say, yeah, you want to buy a $500,000 house in California? We'll give you up to 20%, which is $100,000. Doesn't that sound great, Diana? Sure sounds great. Now let's read the fine print. The fine print is, hey, by give you, we mean lend you. And by lend you, we mean we want interest on it. So we're going to lend you $100,000, and we want interest on that. Okay, cool. And then, as your house appreciates, we want equity participation. We want to participate in the equity gain with you. So wait a minute. You're not giving it to me. You're lending it to me. All right, cool. And you want interest on it. Okay, cool. And wait a minute. You want equity appreciation also? Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, and we're first in line. So if you refinance and you try and take money out, you got to pay us all back first. Oh, wait a minute. If you sell it and there's only just enough to cover us, we get paid first. So, did it help you? Probably, yeah, maybe. Is it a good program? If you can't get in a house, it means the difference of getting in a house, maybe. But if you can not do it without that, I recommend you do it without that. That being said, I'll help you with the Dream for All program. I'll help you with the Calhafa. I'll help you with the Sapphire, a Platinum, Shinoa, Open Door. We've got a lot of down payment assistance programs we'll help you with, but we'll explain them to you, and none of them are just heads up perfect. They're great for you. None of them.
There's a lot of them, guys. So when he talks about this one, it's one. There's a lot of them. Some of them you don't have to pay back. Some of them you don't have to participate in equity sharing. He's just telling you that in this particular one, there's a lot of pitfalls, and some of them there might be some others, but it's all good, guys. We'll get into a home.
Does sound great, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We'll give you 20% for your down payment. We'll give it to you. We'll give it to you like the mafia.
Jennifer Garcia, how does buying a home work? If there is a home in mind, do you go through the property realtor? Question mark.
Oh, Jennifer, no. No, 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 no. Don't do it, Jennifer. Don't do it.
Why not?
Here's why. Okay, so when you go to, like that, when you go to negotiate, here's the catch. Pretend you're in court, and one side has an attorney, and the other side has an attorney, and both attorneys know the law. So somewhere theoretically in there, the truth comes out. But let's say you went to court and you showed up without an attorney, and the opposing party said, don't worry about it. I'll ask my attorney if he'll represent you too. And you say, would you do that for me? Would you? And they say, well, yes, I would. I would do it for you. Now all of a sudden, the attorney that's supposed to be representing this party represents both parties. They're going to immediately say, hey, listen, I got to tell you right away, there's a conflict of interest. You have to sign a piece of paper saying there's a conflict of interest. And I had that client before you do, so my primary fiduciary responsibility is to the first client. But I will collect fees from both of you guys, so I'm going to get fat rich. So when you go in to buy a house, if you don't have a realtor or an agent on your side that's negotiating for you, and you just use the agent that's listing it, well, in the real estate business, they call that double ending. Why? Because they get 2 times commission. They get double the commission. And realtors are pretty smart. They're like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just charge you half that price. Well, why? Because they know that they can do what's best for their client, which is the seller. Nothing wrong with that. You got to have a person representing the seller. You have to have a person representing the buyer, and they both have to be fighting it out for your best interest. But you need somebody who has you as their fiduciary. They have to be operating in your best interest. If you use the listing agent, they're going to tell you, trust me, you're going to get a good deal. They're going to get a great deal because they're getting commissions on both sides. Is it necessarily bad or the kiss of death? Not necessarily. But in a perfect world, you have somebody representing you and somebody representing the other person. So I hope that answered your question. There's a lot of money in this industry. There's a lot of money on both sides of the transaction. Take let's say a $500,000 house. Customarily, the listing agent gets 3%, so $15,000. Customarily, the buyer's agent gets 3%, so $15,000. That's $30,000. And the loan officer will make anywhere from 1 to 1.5, 2 points sometimes. So that's another $5,000. So $15,000 plus, call it $8,000, is $23,000. There's $23,000 inside of this situation. And if you don't govern yourself correctly, you, the buyer, ultimately land up paying all those commissions. Although you can cut that up a million ways. That's what the lawsuits are about. Anyway, move on.
Time for a commercial.
All right, cool. If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can call these numbers that are on the screen. Just click snapshot, and then you can call them. But don't call them right now, and it's going to disappear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Special effect. Fade off. That was a fade off. Yeah, cool.
User 1765, 580 credit score with a $25,000 down payment.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds like you're getting a house.
Sounds like you're FHA only, though. Yeah, but
Absolutely,
you are going to get a house. Yeah, the reason you're FHA only is because FHA qualifying starts at 580, conventional starts at 620. $25,000 down sounds amazing, but more important is your debt to income ratio.
Mr. Benny, 88. Are there any programs for first-time home buyers in Pennsylvania?
Why, yes, there are. There are.
Boom. Moving on.
Okay.
How about Minnesota?
Yes, there are.
All right.
Yes.
Justin Esparza. When is a good time to start locking in a rate for a new build? 45 to 60 days before? Question mark. Well, Justin Esparza, are you already in contract? Do you already have the house picked out? Do you know when your completion date is? What's it called when you get the little certificate?
Certificate of eligibility.
No,
That's
no,
a
not
very
that one. Not that one. When you run your
certificate of
house.
occupancy.
That one.
Certificate of occupancy.
Do you know when that one's available?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of missing questions here.
Yeah, and I just went through this whole thing about how having a realtor, you should have your own realtor. The builders, remember that same thing. There's 3% for the $500,000 house, 3% for the listing agent, which is the builder's agent. They don't want you to have an agent, so they can keep that 15%, and they don't want you to use an outside loan officer most of the time. They want you to use their loan officer, but this does not have somebody that's fighting for you. We compete against builders all the time. Quite frankly, in this market right now, if we compete against your builder, we might not beat them, but your builder will be forced to give you a lower rate. There's a lot of technicals in that. They can go deeper on the rate for different reasons. In this market right now, it's going to shift, and then the builders are going to be a disadvantage. But right now, they're at a high advantage. You're better off getting a quote. Call us. We'll try and match your quote or beat the quote.
Yeah. James Bay, is the mortgage and deed together when buying a home?
Good question.
I'm going to let you answer that one, man,
Okay.
because I think it's
First off, what is a mortgage?
It's a loan.
Okay, good. What is a deed?
It's a recording of who's on the house.
Ownership, correct. So mortgage and deed, when they buy together through a bank, they mandate that they go together for that moment. After that moment, when you've bought the house, it's very customary for people with a living trust to quit claim it out of their name into a living trust. Now, the deed and the mortgage are in separate names, kind of, because the living trust usually rides off the social security number of the trustor. So it's kind of still in your name, but it could be, and at that point, it starts to divide itself. And then you could quit claim it to Mickey Mouse if you want. Mickey Mouse is now in the public domain, not the Mickey you see today, but Steamboat Willie Mickey, as of today, went into
Racist
public
Mickey.
domain. Dude, you can't say that.
Mickey's a racist.
All right, I guess you can't say that. Anyway, so they are the same at the closing of the house, but they don't have to remain the same. In fact, this is why the mortgage meltdown happened, is because they were collateralizing the debts versus the deed.
James Bay, I want to know why you asked that question. I want to know
Cool.
what you're brewing on. What's going on? Let me know.
Yep, let me know.
Connor Amato, how was your guys' holiday?
Thank
Happy to
you,
be back in the
Connor. We
office.
appreciate you.
You the man.
Yep.
Miss Conchas, hello from Prescott Valley. Happy New Year.
Prescott Valley. It sounds beautiful. Just like, hey, where do you live? I live in Prescott Valley.
No,
That's
I live
fancy.
I live in Illinois.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that good. It's like I live in IE.
No, not
IE.
Not good.
No.
Any good program for Arizona Buckeye area?
For the Buckeye area, Arizona.
a
So
Buckeye fan.
there are a few programs. Actually, we put them up on our website. If you go to the top of our profile, you're on TikTok. Yeah, you're on TikTok. Okay,
TikTok.
you're on TikTok. So at the top of our profile, you're gonna see cool stuff. Click cool stuff, and there's a bunch of states with programs. We're slowly knocking out the programs for every state, but they change all the time. So we're trying to keep it up to speed. But the best way, call us. Simple, call us.
Roll H. So I have 700 credit score, $100,000 annually, and about $70,000 in debt. I don't know what that $70,000 in debt is though.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of things.
So in a perfect world, $450,000 is your starting. You could go all the way up to $600,000, but there's going to be some variables in that. I think that's what you were asking anyway.
Is a lifetime ISA the best way to save for a deposit? Is a lifetime ISA the best way to?
I'm actually trying to think about this. Well, because if you're looking at qualified money, qualified money, by the way, for anyone who does not know, qualified money is money that has not been taxed yet. Non-qualified has been taxed. So if it's qualified money and you take it out in order to buy a house, you now have a tax penalty. So you should probably be using non-qualified money, but hey, whatever it takes for you to get your deposit.
Is there a limit as to how many times you can refinance?
No.
Yeah, so there may be per bank. Banks
Yeah.
might have limitations. I know we have limitations.
Well-
We'll tell you no sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is a federal guideline.
Well, for loan officers that are not of the highest moral turpitude, let's say it that way, there's actually a fine or law against churning, because there's a lot of money in the loan business. There's a lot of money. So if a loan officer just says, hey, refinance, and you don't know any better, and then you refinance, and then you refinance again, you refinance again, you refinance again, the loan officer is guilty of churning because they're just trying to make a commission over and over and over and over and over again. Now, some banks put an overlay that says, no, you cannot do this. Sometimes for 1 year, and then what they just say, you can do the refinance, you won't make any commission. Some banks do that. Our bank does that at a certain level. So it steers you away from churning, but brokers, they don't have those same rules. So is there a limit to how many times? No, but it's mathematical and common sense. Deal with a good loan officer and they will steer you the right direction. If you don't have one, call us.
Call us. Maisha, how do you feel about DSLD homes? What is DSLD?
I don't know what a DSLD is. Do you?
I don't know. Let us know, Maisha.
Yeah, I don't know
Tell
what
us
my DSLD is. Maybe
Milado. Salinas Saline.
Saline.
I like
yes.
that name again.
Cool.
Should I have a down payment ready before submitting a pre-approval? I'm going to give you my opinion on this one.
Okay.
It's my opinion.
Go with your opinion.
No. And here's why. Is I have a guy right now that's almost qualified to buy a house. Almost qualified. But I had him get pre-qualified to see exactly where he stands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're about 60 days away from being able to get him the best case scenario. But here's what he did in between. He identified a property that will give him a long enough escrow. So in this time period, we're going to be able to solve his problem, get him in the contract, get him the house that he wants, because he's doing it right by stopping at our desk first. So I'm going to recommend the same to you. Come to us. Let us pre-qualify you. Let's iron everything out. If down payment's the only thing stopping you, we'll let you know. But we'll also let you know if you need to fix something else, and you'll be on the right path.
And in the meantime, we operate as if it's a gift from a relative. Okay? So if you were able to get a gift from a relative of $5,000, you could buy today. They say, I don't have the ability. I say, okay, cool. Then we have to wait till you get the $5,000. But if you were able to get the $5,000, we could do it today. So gift from a relative works.
Hi from Clearwater.
Clearwater. What's up, Clearwater? I love Florida, man.
Raul
I love Florida.
$65,000 car loan and $5,000 credit card. That's his 70 G's. Okay.
Ah, got it. Okay.
That car loan, what's that payment?
Dude, what kind of car? That's a Raptor.
It's a serious payment.
That's a Raptor.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably a Raptor.
Connor Amato, can you explain how Systems.io works for realtors? I saw it in your bio. Thanks.
Connor. Okay. Connor. Gotta listen to this, Connor. Come close. Systems.io is amazing. It really is amazing. But it takes a lot of work to set up in the beginning. When we teach somebody, a realtor or a loan officer, how to be successful, one of the first things we tell them is, hey, you need systems in place. If you don't have systems, you're going to forever be doing your first year over and over and over again because you're always hustling looking for the clients. But if you have systems, a good CRM, a good way to stay in front of your contacts and clients, because people who start to look for a house, they don't necessarily buy in the next 3 months. They might buy a year and a half from now. But if you don't have a system to stay in touch with them and a system to keep them in the right category, hey, could be buying in 25, could be buying in 24, then somebody else is going to take them. Systems.io is amazing for creating the system that allows you to stay in touch with these clients. Also, here's a little side note. We do a side hustle. And I authentically did it to try and help clients. And we said, hey, if we can do this and we can make some side money, good. But there's a side note to the side hustle. Because we stay in front of people teaching them side hustle, they remember us as loan officers. So our primary profession is still loan officer. We make our money from loan officer. We make a little bit of money from side hustle. It's good. It's nice. It's always, hey, guess what? I landed the other day in Austin, Texas, and I was like, hey, we just made 2 sales. Bing, bing. At 2 roadmap sales, it's $497, $1,000. So just out of nowhere, I come off the plane. Those are nice to have. But it's not our primary profession. When I tell people about it, it allows me to stay in front of the customers that want to buy a house. So if you're trying to make your living as a realtor or a loan officer, the side hustle is a side benefit because you stay in front of them for a different reason. And when it's time to buy, they know, like, trust, and remember you. That's the key. So Systems.io is amazing, but you have to use it correctly. Setting it up is a little difficult, but yeah.
All right.
Next. Sorry.
Aisha said that DRHS is similar to DR Horton Homes. So if you're asking about builder homes, like how we feel about builder homes, some of them are great, some of them are crap, I'll be honest with you. Some of them are real crap, but some of them are very nice. But if you're asking about their lending side, a lot of these builders are opening up their lending side too, and they're trying to really just capture everything. But I'm going to give you a little hack, okay? I don't know anyone that's actually successfully executed this, but let me share it with you. So you walk into a builder. A builder says, hey, we're going to give you $20,000 in concessions. You can put in floors, countertops, you can adjust the sales price. You can do a lot of things. You can do buy down. My recommendation is adjust the sales price. So if you're buying a $500,000 house and they're giving you $20,000 in concession, you can then buy that house for $480,000 if they'll let you. Some of them won't let you because you're going to drop the value too far. But if you can, lock that in because you're going to buy the price much lower, and then you can refinance out of that rate later. So you're just getting better and better and better payment as you walk down the path. But as far as the HD, what is the home builder called? D.R. Horton.
D.R. Horton, yeah.
Not too familiar with it. Elado's in Texas, man. Where you at?
So, Elado. My primary residence is in Texas. I do a lot of business in Texas. My secondary residence is in California. Currently, we are in California. We're in Riverside, California. We do a lot of business in California. No matter where you are, except New York, we can do your house.
Raul, 1060. I don't know what that means. 1060?
1060 that's a car payment for the Raptor.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if it's a Raptor, but 1060 is a Raptor car payment, and a Mercedes 4 Series.
Was Kennedy spelled wrong? Did you spell Kennedy wrong, dude?
You got it. There's 2 of them. There's 2 typos. That's how we keep people stuck.
My rate is 5 when I bought the house. Can I refinance and lower payment when it gets below 5? Yep. Absolutely, Maggie.
But right before you, unless you have way less time, like you bought it 15 years ago, you might get a lower payment, but your rate will be higher. It's math. We'll sit with you and we'll work the math out, and we'll tell you what the rates are right now.
Do you guys issue loans on properties out of state? Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes. We do all states except for New York. All states except for New York. That includes Hawaii and Alaska.
Oh, dude. Riverside. Love y'all. Good old Riverside. Lived off Rubidoux for so long. Where are we off? We're off Pierce, right? We're off Pierce.
Pierce in the 91.
Pierce in the 91. Yeah, we've got a big, beautiful office. Come and see us.
Like 50,000 square feet, guys.
50,000 square feet. No kidding. There's so many cubicles here. So many. Yeah, and the loan officer business was not good last year, so there's a lot of empty seats. Like, a lot.
You're very welcome, Ro. We're always here to help. Annabelle, 590 credit score. Yes, you can buy a house.
Yes,
you
do it.
Can buy a house.
Contact number. Dude, we've been slacking. Hey, JM, I can't even say your name, but if you want a badass loan officer, you should call the badass loan officer phone numbers that are on your screen right now. And here's a little hint. They're going to disappear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Special flag. Okay, cool. They're gone.
I think that's the best way to sign out, man.
Could I be a loan officer and a realtor? Holy smoke. Holy smoke. You want to be both? Yes, you can, but some places prohibit you practicing both. Like, for instance, where we work, we're not allowed to practice both. We're loan officers. We choose that. We both have real estate license. We could do that, but we would have to go to a different place. We choose New American Funding because they're good to us. Oh, what do we got? I saw something for NAF right there.
Yeah.
What does it say? What does it say?
Always good to see a fellow NAF teammate. Always good to see you guys.
Your home loan chick. Great to see you. If you have any advice or you need help, we're here for you. Just put it on the local NAF.
He needs your advice.
I need advice. How do I get more clients?
Can you use your 401k as a down payment? Yes, you can. It's a very good system. A lot of people use it, and I'm going to go.
Holy smoke. Is it time to go yet?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. All right, cool. You know what? We appreciate you guys. We're here all the time to answer your questions. We want to help you get a house in 24. We've been Chris and Lee. We're out.